Thank you all for joining us. Today, we are going to go over a demo of Spend Clearly AI, Brightfin's answer to a problem every one of you on this call knows well. Spend data lives in silos across telecom, IT, and SaaS platforms, and getting a clear answer means pulling reports from 5 different systems and still not trusting the numbers. Spend Clearly AI changes that. With the natural language assistant right in ServiceNow chat, you can get quick answers to your questions about your cost, get allocation, and budget transparency. Today, Reese and I are going to show you the capabilities live, not only just in the slides, but the actual real product. So you can see exactly how the Spend Clearly AI turns fragmented spend data into decisions you can act on. Let's dive in. My name is Kate. I'm the lead product owner here at Brightfin. Please put your questions in the Q&A chat channel, and we will dive deeper into each and every one of them in the end of our presentations. First, we're going to focus on the TAM workflows and invoice processing assistance that we've implemented. Reviewing the invoices for variance and approval readiness means someone on your team manually needs to open each invoice, check it against the prior period, decide what's safe to approve and what's not. So this is actually hours across the week of someone reviewing that. When Clearly AI Approval Assistant does the triage automatically. It flags high variance invoices that need a human look, clears low variance ones for fast approval, and actually explains exactly why a charge changed right down on the line item. You can ask it things like, do I have invoices pending approval, or approve invoices with variance that less than 10%, and it just does that. Using Chat Assistant and now Assist Panel, you can do that. And so it means zero touch invoice review and approval. On the account side, the manual work is proactive monitoring. Someone has, again, to remember to check the missing invoices, expired contracts, accounts that are drifting towards risk before they turn into surprise charges. Spend Clearly AI surfaces that automatically and lets you just ask in plain English inside ServiceNow, do I have any accounts with missing invoices? Are there any expired accounts? No report building, no export into Excel, no separate tool. That's the shift from someone hunting for problems for the system before it actually becomes a problem. With that said, I will just dive right into the actual demo platform so you can see how it looks like inside of the service now. So here in the Brightfin application, we have our technology portal where you can see all of your invoices. And as you can see here, there is 19 invoices in my approval queue. This is the minimum that our customers actually see on the queue day by day. Instead of me looking through all of this here one by one, I do see some of this information, but I still need to dive deeper. I have the approval assistant right over here in place for me. The approval assistant does the job on the background, puts everything together for you. And once it's done with its analysis, it's going to show me the buckets of invoices for approval that I can take an action on. My past due invoices, my provider invoices, when they are due, what's the variance in percentages and in actual numbers, what is the reason for the increased or decreased variance line by line. I can see the upcoming due date, so something that I need to take an action next to make sure that I review it and approve before the due date comes into place and I have any late fees for me. Again, separated by provider, separated by invoices. You can see those links are clickable, so I can click on them to review more details about the invoice right from here. And some high variance invoices, again, separated with links, with data. Let's go ahead and actually click on the invoice to open it up in a preview. Imagine I'm looking through this invoice and I still need some more details about this one specific invoice. Again, I do not need to do any of that manually. I have the invoice details assistant, which will provide me with all of the information about the invoice right here on the page. The general information, the variance summary, details, and potential reasons why the variance occurred. Details of charges, details of top services that were in this invoice will help me identify whether it's safe to approve the invoice, whether there is a dispute that needs to be triggered for the invoice, or I need to go talk to the vendor and clarify why the variance occurred. Another assistant that we talked about was regarding accounts. Again, in my list of accounts, I just have 48 accounts, which is the minimum account number that we potentially see on our customers list. With Account Assistant, I can quickly get an understanding of my account health in the system here. So providing me with any critical issues, accounts with missing invoices, past due invoices, again, with the links to quickly open them and show and review potential issues that the AI was able to identify, warnings, the quick chart of giving you the breakdown of the accounts right over here. Again, clicking on the actual links will give me the filtered list of those accounts that I need to take an action on and work on right now. So you can see it here in our TP for the account systems that are just generating this overview for you. But as I mentioned, we are working, and these agents are actually available for you in the Now Assist panel right inside of your ServiceNow. If we go take a look at the Now Assist panel, just 10 minutes ago before this call, I asked the Now Assist what are the invoices I need to take a look and approve today. Just my regular day as a telecom admin, that's what I do first thing as I come and log into the ServiceNow. So in a similar manner, the agent gathered this information for me, what the invoices that I need to review before approval, and what are the invoices that are safe to approve. But as you can see, for those safe to approve, it didn't give me actually any variance. So I don't know, it's safe to approve, but why? And what was the actual variance for them? So before I did that, I did clarify with the agent what is the variance for the Sprint US invoices. And right over here, it was able to generate this variance for me, compare it to the billing to the previous billing cycle, and give me the details right here in the chat. Let's imagine I'm fine with this variance. I do not need to review. I can actually ask it to give me a link to Sprint invoice, and it will generate a link for me that I can go and review the actual invoice right in ServiceNow. Alternatively, once it's done that part, this is my Sprint US invoices. I can go and ask approve these invoices, and let me go and open that up. So I can see two invoices over here in the list that it was able to find for me, and I can see that they're pending approval. And I will ask the agent to approve these invoices for me. The agent will go through the steps, validate that there is an open approval request for my user, right? So we still respect and go for any ServiceNow rules or configurations that we have in the system. So if I am the approver and it's allowed for me to go and perform this action, I can confirm this here in the chat. And the agent will actually go in and approve those invoices for me. The invoices, I may be the final approver, right? And so the invoices will go up for payment, or these invoices will be sent to another employee, another business approval employee on your side, and they will need to go over this process on their side. Again, using this agent, it can be done within minutes or maybe even seconds. The agent, as you can see here, doesn't stop. So it just suggests that I look into the upcoming due date invoices, and which I can ask it to do as well for me. And so the next list, the next batch of the to-do action items would be to review the invoices that are coming with the due date and review them and approve them if they are fine. Another quick showcase that I want to show with the chat here is Accounts Assistant, the any missing invoices or anything like that. Again, in the TP, you can view that as an Account Assistant health check right in your account workbench. But if you prefer the chat, you can clarify that here. Are there any expired accounts? Accounts that need to go back and negotiate with the carrier to get the proper pricing or discount pricing for me. So I can chat with Now Assist to provide me with a list of the expired accounts, if there are any, and probably there are none, and accounts with expired state. So I can go clarify those accounts with the carrier and make sure that they are reactivated and I have the proper best pricing for me on these accounts. That's what I wanted to show on our side. With that context set, I do want to hand it over to Reese next for him to show us his part. Um, and Reese is going to walk us through the ITM side of Clearly AI, how that will bring cost transparency and allocation transparency directly into the workflow for your finance and IT teams. Reese, over to you.
Great. Thank you, Kate. I'll share my screen. Okay, perfect. So thank you, Kate, for that demo of the TEM AI capabilities. We're super excited about them. And I'm excited for the chance that I get to speak with you guys today. My name's Reese Polson. I'm a senior product developer here, and I get to give you a little sneak peek into where we're heading with some of our AI capabilities, specifically for our Budget Clarity app, but in general across our applications. So here's what we're going to talk about. We're looking at incorporating MCP capabilities built natively into our ServiceNow applications that allow you to use any AI system with your ServiceNow data. So your data lives in the ServiceNow instance. So your budgeting data, your billing data, your spending data that are in the Brightfin applications or the Proven Optics apps. And then they would be connected through MCP servers. MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. That is used to help the AI system interact with other applications. So your data would flow through the Brightfin MCP servers directly to the AI that your team already uses today. If it's Claude, that's ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, MoveWorks, the ServiceNow Now Assist. We have on our roadmap to be able to support connecting to all of these AI providers. So why do this and what does this unlock? Well, first and foremost, it makes it so that you can make the AI systems that you're using smart enough to work with our applications. And that's huge. And next, it makes it so that you can do greater analysis across, in this case, your budget and spending data using the intelligent models that exist in the market. You can do forecasting, trending, scenario analysis using those agents. They can generate charts, they can generate summaries, they can do reports and dashboards. Those are all capabilities that those agents have. And now we have the ability to plug our data into them so they can do that with the data from your ServiceNow instance. And it also allows us to make it so you can connect back to the ServiceNow instance with sources and deep links, and everything runs as the current signed in user. So when I come in and add the MCP connector to my Claude account, I'm signing into the ServiceNow instance as me. And so that connector is running with all the same level of access that I have within our Brightfin applications. So this use case, specifically what we're showing today, is built for our Budget Clarity application. And it's about being able to ask the AI questions about your budgeting data. Here are some examples of some questions that you could ask. So you could ask it, hey, are we going to exceed our cloud budget? Are we on trend for that? Who are our top vendors by spend so far this year? What still needs approved? Are there any trends that I should watch for going into this next quarter? These are all questions that you could ask. And since the AI has the context of your budgeting data in this case, it can generate answers for you. So I'm going to be hopping into a demo here and showing it live. All right. On my screen right now, you're seeing the Budget Clarity admin workspace in our application in the ServiceNow instance. Right now, we have loaded the Cascadia State University budget session. This contains some demo data that we're going to be using as the context for the questions that we'll be asking to the AI system. I just wanted to show this so that you could understand, like get an overview of what's in here. If we take a look at the budgets on the side here, we've got like an AI and research budget, cloud and data, enterprise applications, etc., backing this. And there's line items for each one of those. So this is the data that we will be asking against. And now I'll switch over to Claude. So this is the Claude desktop application. We support Claude already. We're working on supporting ChatGPT. We'll continue moving forward with working on Gemini and Copilot and other surfaces later, but we'll use Claude for this demo today. So if I click on this plus button here and go to connectors, we can see that the Budget Clarity AI connector is already there. And if we go into manage the connectors, we can actually get a kind of a sneak peek into some of the tools that this connector has at its disposal to be able to answer our questions and the approvals for those. We can enable the connector per conversation or disable it. Right now it's turned on. So we'll ask it to provide an overview of the Cascadia budget session. So this is working with the Claude AI models behind the scenes. Right now it's using Sonnet 5 on medium reasoning. You can do all the toggles that you want with that in your AI system. But then you can see it's kind of investigating and finding tools to use. And it actually discovers our MCP server and is using its tools to be able to answer my question in real time. So we can open these up and we can see it generating requests and then getting responses from our MCP server. This is pulling the data from the ServiceNow instance, running through my users' access controls, making sure that everything is secure. And then it's bringing that into context for the AI model to then reason over to answer my question. And so as it sits here, it's generating the response based off of everything that it's already seen from all those tools and invocations. And we're welcome to, kind of open up each one of these and see it going as it goes. If we want to do, more debugging while we're waiting for it. But here we go. So we've got an overview of the Cascadia State University budget session, some information about it. We can see the finances here. So requested, approved, funded, actuals. It's great. Kind of see the approval pipelines where everything's sitting. We could see kind of a breakdown per budget. And this is pretty cool. So these are the different budgets that are in there. And it gives us some notable information about the session. This is pretty exciting because now it has the information that we need and we can continue to ask it some more questions. So inside of this budget session, there's actually an open AI line item that we're going to ask it to analyze spending for month over month and then create a graph using Claude's built-in tools to be able to do that, and then forecast where we see that going by the end of the year. So this budget session has spend data for the first 4 fiscal periods of this year. And so it's going to be going based off of that and then running projections and forecasts all inside of Claude's reasoning and tools and that. We'll wait for it to generate the response. The length of time that it takes to generate depends on the amount of reasoning that the question requires and also the settings that you have, what model you're using and what reasoning level it's on. So right here we can see it created a graph right from our data from the ServiceNow instance. And we can see that the budgeted amount for this item is $150K per month. And we were under that in the first month. We were just under it in the second, but we're ramping up pretty quick. And it ran a forecast to show like, hey, this is not looking good. We're accelerating very quickly on this line item. And it shows that we're going to more than 2x the budget if we continue with spending here. This is pretty exciting because this is helping us do analysis of our items to then draw insights and make decisions. I'm going to switch here to a chat that I ran previously as like an example. Let's see if it's this one. It's a different one. There we go. Okay, so this is a previous example that I ran where I asked it to just gather everything that it could about the Cascadia budget session and then tell me the story of it. So it, highlights, hey, we're slightly past our target, but we're still on track with execution. Um, AI and cloud are huge in this budget. These are some great insights. This prompt was mostly to kind of prime it for the conversation to get it in the loop. And then I asked it to create some graphs to visualize the data. So now we've got some more graphs showing per budget the requested, approved, funded, and actuals amount. So kind of a waterfall graph here. You see the state breakdown inside here. We can see how much has been funded versus the approved amount. So that's pretty cool. And then it asked if we wanted to create a dashboard, and I said yes. So it actually creates a dashboard. I continued to ask it to add a couple of things to the dashboard, and then we can open that final result right here. This is a fully generated, on the fly dashboard from Claude, fully grounded in the data from the budget session. And this is shareable. Pretty exciting. It just goes to show, like, we got some spend by vendor, spend by category. There's really good data in this. And this shows how bringing the data into these advanced models and tools is very beneficial for analysis because you can do the analysis right in the tool and take things even further. You can view these reports and charts inside the system if you'd like. We often have equivalents of them, but if there's a specific way you want to see the data, then you can just have Claude or your AI system build a dashboard for it. So that's the demo. I will go back and we will open the time up for some Q&A. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the Q&A panel. We would be happy to answer them. All right, well, it's looking pretty light on the Q&A panel so far. We'll stay on for a couple of minutes and watch that, and we're happy to answer any questions that come in. But we just want to thank you guys for your time today and attending this
There
webinar, and
is.
we're hoping,
I think
yeah.
there is a question. Is the Budget Clarity AI functionality an add-on?
Oh, great. Awesome. Yeah, so the Budget Clarity AI is it's a app scope that you'll install from the ServiceNow store, just like you install any of your other ServiceNow applications. And it contains the MCP server and the logic necessary to then be able to plug it in to Claude or your AI system of choice. So it will be its own scoped app that you can add into your existing products.
Thank you, Riz. There was also a question whether the recording will be shared. We can share the recording with you guys. So um, that's totally doable. So you can review and get more questions afterwards.
Kate, there's another
There's,
question that came in for you.
yeah. Are the Now Assist items that Kate showed as add-on as well? Correct. They also are going as a separate ServiceNow application with the Now Assist functionality in it. So you will be downloading that from the ServiceNow store. Similarly, installing that. If you have your Now Assist enabled already on your instance, it will just start working as soon as you install. If you still are working through the Now Assist enablement, as soon as you enable the Now Assist chat and the chat starts working for you, the agents for account, health, and invoice will be available for you as well. Well, thank you all. I would also like to say thank you for your attention and for listening in here. We appreciate your time in your busy schedules to let us walk you through our capabilities. If you have any questions or you want to talk directly and have an individual demo, please reach out to us or reply to this invite where we'll get a meeting scheduled with you to show you that live in person. Otherwise, thank you, everyone. Have good rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next webinar.